to me as an Ed Sheeran fan, I just don't like to see when I can hear the copies. Like, I can hear The Weeknd on this song. I can hear your Justin Timberlake on this song. I can hear the Coldplay influence on this song. I can even hear the rap influence on this song. So it's like, I don't really like that. I like when you're with your guitar and it's just you and your feelings, and I know that could become boring. This is your 5th album, 6th album in total. It could just become, you just want to change. So I get that. And I'm not gonna hold an artist. I'm not gonna beat an artist down too bad for just wanting to change and progress. What's up, everyone? This is Tatum. I'm back with another episode of Fuck This Review, where today I'm going to be discussing Ed Sheeran's new album, Equals. Wow, this is my first Ed Sheeran review. This is his 5th album. I think the last album was a collab album where he just wanted to work with a bunch of people that he influenced by and just loved. But this one is the one that continues the story. First thoughts, I'll say, honestly, it's a cool album. I feel like, how can I put this? I feel like this album, although he's being honest and, talking about his life, dealing with death, dealing with a new baby, dealing with marriage, and try to balance all that. I read in his Apple description of the album, it still sounds lackluster. The great songs are great, but I also feel like it's a lot of missteps on here. And, I could just be a stubborn Ed Sheeran fan who wants to hear just the old shit. And a lot of the times the songs are good, but it's like, do I want to go back and listen to this after? That's the thing. You can make a good song, but can you make something that makes me want to return back and listen to it over and over again? That's the thing. So I'm not going to take up too much of your time. For those who love Ed Sheeran, I know they're probably turned off this video by now, but I do have great things to say. I do have great things to say about the album, so stick around. The album starts with Tides, and I think it's a great record. I wouldn't say great, but I do think it was a good record to start the album with just because it sounds like some stadium type stuff. Like, it reminded me, and this is the thing, it reminded me of Coldplay, and I think a lot of the songs on here, it sounds like Ed Sheeran is doing his version of someone else's song. Hot take. That's what it sounds like to me for a bunch of them. So Tides is cool, but it's a Coldplay record. We could tell that, right? Like, Shivers sounds like a H&M Ready record. Like, I feel like I walked into H&M as soon as the song started. Like, I just don't feel it. I guess it's okay pop music, but I just don't feel it. Like, which scenario you listen to Shivers in? Let me know in the comments. First Time, I loved. This is the Ed Sheeran I like. This is the Ed Sheeran I love, actually. When we get to the First Time, it's just him and his guitar, and I could feel his story. Whether he's talking about his wife and just experiencing that first time of doing things and can't wait to have more first times to come with you and our child. That's the story I like. Keep it simple. Get your story out and let it be you. This other shit is just for the birds to me. Like, and I get it. Like, as an artist, you want to try new shit. Like, I read in his thing that sometimes he just didn't want to do this. He wanted to do some upbeat stuff, and that's cool. Stevie Wonder had to step from behind the piano sometimes to get down. I get it, but it has to be great. And I know that's a very high standards to hold someone to all the time, but at a certain level, you ain't got time to be artistic, and if you're gonna be artistic, it gotta be the one. And it's gonna work all the time. All the cheesy pop records I hate on here, they're gonna work, and they have been working because it's Ed Sheeran. Why wouldn't it work? Like America loves this type of shit. So I get it, but not for me, man. Like, Bad Habits, I believe there's an acoustic version of that, and I think I like that one better. But Bad Habits and Overpass Graffiti sound like he saw The Weeknd and was like, oh, I want to do that. Even the video, like, where he's like vampire-ish, to me, it gives off like a Weeknd vibe, and I just don't like it. Like, I like The Weeknd to do his music, and obviously Weeknd doesn't hold the rights to that 80s pop sound, but we know who put that sound back into pop culture right now. It's The Weeknd. And I feel like these two records, especially Overpass Graffiti, sound just like a Weeknd record, and that just don't cut it for me, bro. Like, that just don't cut it for me. And it don't even sound good. It sounds cheesy. I barely like the Weeknd pop records, but this one sounds extra cheesy. Like, when you copying the Weeknd, like, come on, bro. You Ed Sheeran. like you ain't gotta do this. Like, get your guitar and get the fuck to singing. I'm gonna get killed by Ed Sheeran fans in these comments. I already know, but I'm keeping it real. The Joker and Queen, great record, man. That's see, like again, like Joker and Queen, Leave Your Life, Collide, even. Like, it's these records that I could tell they meant something to him. When you get the two step, when he's even that record where it gives off it's a different tempo for him. It's more in a rap kind of R&B lane. Even his flow on there, he's kind of rapping. Like, he's kind of rapping when he's going, but it's like, I like this. Cause Ed Sheeran, even though like when it works, it works. Like, I'm not gonna be a hater. Like, I know I can sit here and say like I hate the pop shit, but how you want him to do acoustic, but then you like two step. Like, it just has to be good, and I have to feel it. So when he makes these songs and he's talking about his wife, I love it. So when we go to even like Stop the Rain, where I read like it was inspired by like he was being sued by someone for a record that he did or whatever, and just someone's always trying to rain on your parade at any moment. And he wasn't going through a lot of shit, bro. One of his closest friends passed away who helped him in his music career. And you get songs on here where he's touching on things like that, like visiting hours. And I love that line, like this haven't had visitors or something like that. I loved it, like, because it made me feel like I just love music that makes me feel you. What's your story you're trying to tell me? Like, what's going on in your life, Ed Sheeran? He could have weeded out. I get it. I totally get it. I'm sorry to keep harboring over those records because I get it. But the records that mean the most on here are the best. The records that mean the most to him, I would assume, are my favorites. So when he gets in detail about the stories of wanting to see one of his best friends and like, man, you won't even get to see my daughter. Like, you won't even get to hear the shit that you won't even see the type of dad I'm gonna become. Like, that shit hurts. Like, that shit affects. That shit means something. That shit could break a man. I appreciate those records, man. And even Sandman, where it's a lullaby to his daughter when he was like, and it sounds so perfect like a lullaby. It sounds like it should be in like a Disney movie or something. It's beautiful because it's relatable for me. And just him having that conversation with his daughter and him wanting to have to be that. Becoming a dad is one of the most hardest things on the planet Earth. Like, you're looked at as a superhero, for one. You don't want to break that superheroism to your child. And you get all these emotions that you're just not used to. You're not used to fending for someone else besides yourself or to that point, especially having a daughter. Man, I could imagine. Like, I can imagine that, bro. Like, I don't know. I love that, though. And he ends it with Be Right Now. Two Step also reminds me of a Justin Timberlake song. Vocal performance wise, he sounds like Justin Timberlake to me. So even though I like the song, there's still stuff in there like that goes back to me saying that a lot of songs sound like Ed Sheeran just copying someone. Let me get into my best songs. The Joker and the Queen, Visiting Hours, and First Time. Worst song, Overpass Graffiti, if you don't know by now. Best line, I wish that Heaven had visiting hours so I could just show up and bring the news. That she's getting older and I wish that you met her. Things that she'll learn from me, I got them all from you. Like, that's... To say that to one of you... That's just a beautiful line, bro. As far as a rating, fucks given, out of 5, give it a 3. 3 out of 5. Close. He's close to get that 2.5, but I like Ed Sheeran a bit, so I gave him a 3. For reasons I would expound on in my recap. So, let's wrap this up. In closing, when it comes to Ed Sheeran equals, okay album. Ed Sheeran has given so much great music that, once he give one like this, it's like, okay, you can have this one. But the highlights of it, him talking about his wife and him singing to his daughter and him being open enough to talk about his feelings that he was going through when his friend passed. And, he had to, doing all this COVID shit, he got to fly back to Australia. You got to do all this stuff. And he sung the song at the friend's funeral, which I thought was just, I don't know how he did that. But, it's cool, but I do wish that Ed Sheeran would just, I don't, it doesn't matter. This album's going to be a success regardless, but let me say this. To me, as an Ed Sheeran fan, I just don't like to see when I can hear the copies. Like, I can hear The Weeknd on this song. I can hear your Justin Timberlake on this song. I can hear the Coldplay influence on this song. I can even hear the rap influence on this song. So it's like, I don't really like that. I like when you're with your guitar and It's just you and your feelings, and I know that could become boring. This is your fifth album, sixth album in total. It could just become, you just want to change. So I get that, and I'm not gonna hold a artist. I'm not gonna beat an artist down too bad for just wanting to change and progress and make some different shit and make some happy music sometimes. And yeah, I can see that. So that's all I got for this one, man. Let me know in the comments with some of your favorite records on here. Let me know if I'm too harsh on this album. And if you stuck around this far, make sure you hit that subscribe button, hit that like button. And I still love Sheeran, even after all the shit I said during this review. But as always, fuck this review. I was about to say I'm Sheeran. As always. That's funny. I'm Sheeran. As always, fuck this review. I'm Tatum. Peace.